woken up after a day of excruciating or hard workout, or been sore after doing yard work for an entire day, thinking, is this soreness normal or did I just hurt myself?
Well, today we're going to be breaking down into the 3 different types of potential discomfort, muscle aches, and pain. So injury pain, muscle ache, and discomfort. I'm Dr. Sarva Pathan. I'm the owner of Personalized Physical Therapy and Wellness, and with me I have Hillary Stewart, and she is the health coach, and we're going to be going over the important components of human body, what it feels when it's going through the motions in the morning, in the afternoon, going through after the activity. So Hillary, do you mind kicking us off?
Yes, well, so muscle aches and pains, we all get them, but what's the difference? So in talking about muscle aches, we're really talking about something that happens after an activity, say a workout, an exercise that you're doing. Maybe you're lifting weights really hard, doing some arm exercises or doing some squats, and the next day you are feeling it. You're feeling it in certain muscles, maybe some muscles you never thought you had. And that usually happens about 24 to 48 hours after a workout. So while you're not sore right away, and you might not be sore that day, sometimes it comes on the next day or even 2 days later.
2 days later, yeah.
It
24 to 72 hours.
Yes, and that can be surprising, and it can feel kind of alarming, but most of the time it's normal. And that is called delayed onset muscle soreness.
Yeah,
is that right?
DOMS, as short we call it, DOMS.
I like that. It's an easy acronym. But essentially what's happening is that when you're exercising, your muscle fibers are actually kind of having these micro tears. And so what happens is that delayed onset muscle soreness, it's inflammation as your body is repairing itself. And so you've got a lot of hormones and you've got these proteins, namely the cytokines, that are released by our immune cells, and they go to those muscle areas and they start rebuilding muscle, and it takes some time. And so while that's happening, that's why you're sore, your body's inflamed, and it's just trying to recover naturally. And it usually takes, like we said, up to 24 hours, 72 hours. Sometimes it can take longer. It just depends on how hard your workout was, how in shape, out of shape you are. It's just kind of what your body is used to, basically. But aches go away. And that's the thing, and the difference between aches and injury, where injury is something that happens suddenly. It can happen and feel real sharp in a particular area, just a real sharp pain, usually pretty localized. And injuries take time to heal, but they don't normally go away. And there's usually other things that you can do to kind of mitigate the pain, like physical therapy.
Or bracing. And I did this little injury when I was catching a ball, playing cricket, and then it was a immediate sharp pain, and the nature of pain was much different than what a muscle soreness would look like. So
you let it go.
Yes, but I realized that it's not going away.
It's not going away.
And it needs some treatment. So that's where the injury pain comes in. And injury pain, there are different types. It could be one that it's sharp, it doesn't go away easily, but it could be tingling and numbness, because the nerve injuries are like tingling and numbness. It could be like localized swelling that is not relieving. It doesn't drain easily. It could be bruising in the area, and just that the bone is bruised and you have not been able to just clear out the bruising, and there's some underlying. And let's say if it was a rib soreness, that you had a fall and it kind of hit the impact, that it might be difficult for you to breathe, and breathing can cause discomfort as well. So that's another layer of injury, soreness that happens with pain. So we'd like to show you a couple images about the body and soreness, and you could see and zoom in how these are the muscles layered out, and these are the quads. So as Hillary was describing about the muscle soreness, like delayed onset muscle soreness, the post-exercise. And these are the regions where, because these are the fine lines, there are muscle fibers that are lined up longitudinally like that. And with the exercise, you're actually causing micro trauma, and they split, and then over the period of 24 hours to 72 hours, they're healing and getting ready for what would be the next workout or the next routine for it to be stronger. And that's how you notice increase in strength gain, is that over a period of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you notice that actually my muscles are getting stronger. I'm able to handle more weight. I'm feeling the cuts and the routines, is that I'm able to handle more because the muscles are ready and gone through that physiological change.
Yeah, and it's a habit. It's something that you actually start building, no pun intended, with those proteins that are building muscle, that you are building a habit at the same time, especially when you do it routinely. And so what's important when you are exercising and to keep in mind is, for your overall health and as we age, it becomes important to participate in at least 3 different exercises. And that includes cardio, which anything that kind of gets your heart pumping, balance training, so something like yoga or just being able, having that core stability, and also strength training, so weights, and there are a lot of Pilates exercises that you can do just using your body as a weight. But all of those are important as we age. We tend to lose muscle mass as we get older, and it's also harder to maintain unless you're doing it routinely, making a habit out of it. And just be mindful that as you are helping to build muscles, your body does need more water, so you want to stay hydrated while you're doing exercises. You also want to make sure that you're stretching as well, because those muscles tighten up, and you just want to keep things flexible, and you want to mitigate the pain, and just also getting good sleep too. Sleep is important in recovery, just period, and our bodies need that recovery time to rebuild and repair. Otherwise, we're always in this constant state of inflammation.
Yeah. And the recommendations by the CDC is that for strength training, you want to be able to do about 30 minutes of strength training at least 3 times a week. So 150, 90 minutes of strength training in the week. And also for the cardio, like 30 minutes every day, up to 5 days in the week. So that's a recommendation. If you can get in strength training twice a week and maybe even like 3 days a week cardio and have like a 5-day routine, that's a great routine to kind of keep up with and follow and mix things up, like Hillary mentioned about Pilates, yoga, things like that. So in closing, what do you think people can take home and start doing?
Listen to your body. That is one of the biggest things I think that you can do when you're doing anything, really. I mean, if you feel pain coming on, stop. Don't push yourself. Know your body's limits. And with time, it takes some practice, but you start to develop habits, which turn into a routine, and then your body becomes used to doing certain movements. So it just takes time. And being able to understand and kind of know those body signals. We're all different, so just being mindful that your limitations are going to be different from somebody else, and it's okay if you have to slow down, if you have to stop. Don't push yourself too hard.
Yeah, and so if you have any discomfort, ache, or pain, comment below and let us know how we can help you. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.